Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another video. All right, so I'm going to talk about the qualities of a good husband and a good wife, as well as touch on polygamy. I'm not going to do too much because, it's just it's a touchy topic, and I don't want to lean too much towards the men or too much towards the women. So I'll just give some brief advice as relates to polygamy, but I'm gonna first start off by saying that I've been getting a lot of different comments on my videos from men, and some of them don't like the way that I speak, obviously, and try to shut me down or try to belittle me, and I guess put me in my place. Maybe they feel as though I'm too assertive, but the reality is that I'm a sister talking to the internet. And from my analytics on YouTube, when I check the analytics, most of my viewers are male, right? So it's already bad enough that you know, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm already on here talking, right? I'm talking to the public, which is going to garner comments from the public. And YouTube is a free place and people can say what they want, and I expect that. However, I'm not going to speak in a soft tone, and you want to see femininity from me, softness from me, and I'm talking to the public where men can hear me. You got the wrong channel, brother. I'm a Muslim woman. I'm Salafi. I try to fear Allah to the best of my ability. You're never going to see any softness from me. It's not even permissible for me to do that. So if you have a problem with the way that I speak, that's your issue. And with that, these men with this kind of characteristics, they don't like women. And this is a perfect segue into the topic of, what makes a good husband. Because you got some brothers, Allah Mustaan, they're like dictators. They don't like women. They're misogynistic. They think that women are stupid, right? They misunderstand the hadith that the woman is naqis, she's deficient, and she's deficient, and the deficiency that she has is in her religion, in her because she doesn't pray all the time or fast all the time due to her having menses. But Aisha radiallahu anha, she clarified that it's not in her intellect. The deficiency is not in her intellect. But you have some men, unfortunately, they don't like women, or they believe that women should have a certain behavior, and they feel intimidated by someone who has confidence. Why should the woman have low self-esteem? Well, to their advantage, if they're an abuser, then they need her to have low self-esteem so he can dictate to her and, you know, walk all over her, basically. He doesn't want her to have her own mind or have any type of confidence, which is sad. But, yeah, that's a segue into the topic at hand. You have some brothers who they need a woman who she doesn't know anything so that he can dictate to her and control her all day, and he doesn't know how to be a husband to a woman that already has her religion intact. He needs to he needs to be a tyrant. He needs to you know tell her all the time she needs to pray. Did you get on your prayer? Did you fast? Did you do this? Like as if she's a child. That's the only way that they know how to conduct themselves in a marriage. They don't know how to deal with a woman who already knows her religion. They don't know how to do that. Unfortunately, that's sad. So we're gonna get into what makes a good husband first, and then I'll get into what makes a good wife in Islam. So of course, a good husband, he should pray. He should be someone who prays in the masjid, observe his prayers, his belief should be intact. He should be. I'm talking to Salafis, of course. So he should have a belief of Ahl Sunnah and not deviant, in his belief or in his manhaj. Um, have good manners. Should have good manners. He shouldn't be rude. He shouldn't. If he's controlling, and he only talks about, like, for example, if a sister is sitting down with this person, this brother, in the entire sit down, he's only talking about himself and what he wants, and he never asked the woman about herself or what she likes or what she wants, then that's a red flag, and that should tell you a lot about him. He's only demanding his rights. This is a bad sign that this man is not going to reciprocate and give you things that you will need emotionally. I'm talking to the women. He won't give you what you need in a relationship because he's selfish and he's all about himself, and he sees the marriage as he's a dictator basically, and he's out for himself. So those are all bad signs. But at any rate, you should always ask about a person. But if you get bad feelings about an individual from a sit down, by all means, just make sure, you know, you go off of those bad feelings and decline. Also, if he's too pushy, if he's in a rush, that's also another bad sign. Because why are you in a rush? I'm not going anywhere. If it's meant for us to be together, I'm here. So this is this is a preview of what a good husband would be like, or what a bad husband would be like. The potential. You sitting with your family or with your wali, your wakil, and you getting to know this person, and he has these bad vibes, bad signs. Just make sure you stay vigilant, and don't second guess yourself. It should be reciprocated. You should be sharing information. He should be getting to know you, get to know him, and always end everything with istikhara. Ask about the person and make istikhara. Ask for references. Can I speak to someone that knows you? And always make istikhara. Why? Because even his friends or people that know him could only know good about him, but Allah knows the reality of everyone. So you have to consult Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right. Also, the man should be kind. This is, of course, in the marriage. He should be kind and reasonable, not moody and grumpy. And I mean as a default. That's his default disposition. He's moody, he's grumpy, he's never happy. That's going to kill the vibe in the house. You can't be with someone who is moody and grumpy and everything's a problem all the time. That's going to kill any flame in the marriage. It's going to make the house miserable. Eventually, even if the woman is very happy go lucky, she's very vibrant, eventually that kind of mood and disposition is going to sour the relationship. He also shouldn't be lazy or make excuses why he can't fill his obligations and give you your rights. This is a bad husband. All right. So, of course, the opposite of that is the good husband. All right. He should be responsible. He should fulfill his obligations. He should give you his rights. He should be kind, reasonable, and he should meet you with a happy face. Of course, when he feels like it, because sometimes after work, men are tired and they're not always in a good mood. But he should be kind to his wife, basically. Also, he should be affectionate and not quarrelsome. This man should not be trying to fight his wife, take out all the world's stress on her. That is wrong. Whoever's stressing you outside, brother, you need to take out your frustration on those people and not your wife. Okay? Your wife doesn't want all of that stress dumped on her. And it's not fair. Always wanting to argue with her for no reason. Always threatening her with divorce as a disciplinary measure. All of that stuff is, immature, cowardly, Weak behavior. He should leave his problems or his stress outside. Go for a drive, go for a walk, or whatever you have to do. Don't bring that home to your family. Just like you don't want the woman burdening you with her problems of the day when you come home. Likewise, don't burden her with your problems. If you want to speak to her and just have a conversation with her about your day so she can make you comfortable, give you some advice, fine. But it shouldn't come out towards her as if she's the problem. Don't take your frustration out on her. Also, he shouldn't be a man who holds back intimacy in an attempt to control the wife or punish her, especially if she hasn't been, you know, uncooperative. She hasn't been being a headache for him or being disobedient or disrespectful. He shouldn't withhold intimacy, like, go long periods of time without touching her for no reason. That's harmful and it's dangerous. It's dangerous to do that. You want your wife to only see you. She's a human being. So you don't want her eyes wandering because you want to try and control her by not touching her, which is crazy. But, you know, men and women are very similar as relates to their needs. You wouldn't want your wife doing that to you. Which, all of that is haram. That's haram behavior. Can't neglect your wife in that way. He should learn how to please, how to touch, and how to please his wife. And this is for both spouses, but I'm going to get into that with the women as well. But the man should know how to touch and please his wife to create love between them. Sometimes you have women who are shy, they're inexperienced, and the man wants certain behavior from her, you know. But many times, if the woman doesn't know how, she has to be warmed up and taught, you know, and she'll reciprocate. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But definitely both spouses need to know how to bring out the best in each other as relates to intimacy for sure. You know, he can go take a class, he can watch some videos, nothing that's foul or explicit, especially not from the kuffar, with, the disgusting things that they're into, but things that are known, that are normal, there's some, of course, Islam covers all of that. So you need to read some of the works of the Salaf on this issue of intimacy, and maybe read some modern day authors, Muslim authors who talks about the topic. But that's important. That's very important. He should spend on the woman, of course. He should be a man that's generous from what he can afford. He should spend on his family, you know, and he shouldn't take the wealth of his wife, not by force or by trickery. He shouldn't trick her, he shouldn't lie to her, manipulate her into taking her money or giving him her money. All right? Also, a good man should help the woman in her affairs. He should help his wife in her affairs and show a healthy level of jealousy and concern for her well-being. She shouldn't feel that you don't care nothing about her. She can do whatever, it doesn't matter. She shouldn't feel that way. It should be a level of jealousy. You should be jealous if she's talking to men, and you know there she should feel supported, like this man, hey, he has my back. If anything happens or someone is looking at me sideways or anything, he should have some jealousy about himself. Not overly jealous, not extreme, where he wants to lock her up in a room. She can't come out. I don't want nobody to see you ever. You can't go to the masjid. I don't want you to go to see your family. I can't take it. I don't want anybody looking at you. That's extreme. That's ridiculous. So be moderate in your jealousy even. All right. He shouldn't be suspicious. He should not be a suspicious man or in the habit of accusing the woman of doing things that she would never even think about doing. You got some men, unfortunately, they come from sick backgrounds. And I mean, they have been messed up. They've seen some things, or they've seen things from women, or they had bad company where the men had bad situations and bad women. So he marries his wife, and now he's having all of these thoughts in his head about what she may be doing, and that's haram. And you're accusing the woman and acting as if she's some type of loose individual, you know, insinuating things. Where were you? And were you doing this? That's sick. And you fall into sin for that. In the ba'da ithm. You have to avoid suspicion, because much suspicion is a sin. How much more so you find yourself about to fall into accusing a chaste woman of what she would never think of. That's from the major sins. All right. And he shouldn't be harsh or mean or stingy with his wife. No one likes a harsh, mean husband. He should be kind, live with her in kindness. That's what the law ordered, for the man to live with the woman in kindness or release them in kindness. And he shouldn't be stingy. She shouldn't have to come to you and just beg you to give her things that she needs. You know, a woman doesn't like a stingy man. She doesn't have to be materialistic. I mean, I'm just saying basic stuff. And maybe some things that she wants. It's even better if you can give her an allowance. If you give her a monthly spending, that's excellent. That's afdal. Better. All right? You should make her comfortable in her home so that she makes you comfortable when you come home. If a woman is uncomfortable, you got some men, subhanAllah. I mean, I know a lot of stuff from experience. But you got some men who don't buy you anything, yet want you to beautify yourself and have on the best clothing when he bought you nothing. Now, how insane is that? It doesn't make any sense. You got some walking, functioning lunatics that should actually be in a crazy house, because they're not fit for society. They're not fit for marriage. They are harm to themselves and others. You know, they need their heads checked out. But yeah, you got crazy people. You got crazy men who won't give you a dime, won't buy you anything, and then wants you to look like $1,000,000. You should look like a model superstar in the house. You're insane, brother. You're insane. Get your head checked out, and you don't need to be married to nobody, for real. If that's how you think and that's how you function, you're insane. All right. So yeah, make sure your wife has what she needs in the home, so all of you can be comfortable. She's at ease, and when you come home, you get the best out of her. All right. He should never verbally or mentally abuse her. That is haram. It's haram. Live with her in kindness or release her in kindness. You can't harm the woman. She has rights. She's your Muslim sister first. She has rights. Okay? Can't abuse her. Can't take out your frustration on her. Get yourself some help if that's your condition. And of course, the opposite of that is saying kind words. You should say speech that is endearing, you know, that brings her close to you. Compliments. Women like compliments. They like to be adored. You don't have to overly do it, because maybe, perhaps she might take it for granted. But make sure you say nice things to your wife. Make her feel wanted. Make her feel loved, appreciated, even if you don't like her. That's the sunnah. The righteous man, he's going to treat his wife with kindness, whether he likes her or not. That's the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right, and he should be someone who teaches his wife with patience or facilitates some means of learning for her if she is not self motivated to learn. Because not every sister is a self learner. You know, she picks up books and she listens to lectures, and not everyone is like that. And sometimes she needs a little push. If she's not used to it, she needs a little push, and then they'll start rolling. Because there's some brothers who even marry Moroccan women, women who were just raised culturally Muslim, but they weren't like raised studying and learning about the religion. But as soon as they got introduced to Salafiyah, mashallah, the sisters were going to classes, they were buying books, everything. So you got to be patient and don't have a lot of expectations, especially if you've reviewed her before you married her. You know what her condition is. Don't expect something else. You know. So that's what I have basically for the men. That's the basics. Now let's get into the sisters. So what makes a good woman? The woman, a righteous wife, or a good Muslimah, she should be a woman who is respectful. Of course, she should pray. She should be observing her prayers, and she should be a fasting woman. She should be patient, reasonable, mature, and responsible with good religion and feminine characteristics. No one likes a manly woman. No one likes a masculine woman or a irresponsible woman or a woman that's unreasonable, overly emotional. The man can't reason with you at all. Everything's about your emotions, what you think and what you feel. And even if he gives you a logical explanation, it's just still not enough. It's all about your emotions and how you feel. That's not, no one likes that. Men are very logical, and that emotional stuff can get overbearing. So, yeah, so the sisters just try to be more reasonable and more logical, and not so emotional. Don't lead with your emotions. Listen to what the man is saying. It doesn't mean because your husband is saying it, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, some women, they think that, oh, he's just mansplaining. He's just a man, so I'm not going to listen to him. He's just trying to control me. I would only hear it from a woman. And a lot of times that comes from trust issues. It comes from hearing stories about men who just try to control the woman and things like that. So, you know, may Allah help us all. People have trauma, and both men and women have contributed to the traumas that we have and the preconceived notions that we have towards each other. So everyone do their part and get better, and our relations between each other and our thoughts about each other will improve. But everybody has to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and try their best and follow the religion. The religion is the remedy, and of course in a middle way, be in a middle course, not extremism. Extremism is going to break you. It's going to break anybody. It's going to cause misery. You can't thrive on extremism. It's going to run out. All right, so if she was raised well, then she will be truthful. You need a truthful woman, not a liar. And she will be a wonderful mother. If she was raised well and she's truthful, she's going to teach your children and be an example for them. All right. She should also be aware of the world. She should have some type of awareness to some degree, so that if the man needs advice, he can confide in her. She can be his advisor as much as she's able to, of course, because women can't always advise men and everything. He needs another man at times to advise him, depending on what it is. She can't relate. So, to the best of her ability, she should be able to advise her husband and be there for him if he needs her. She should show her strength to be able to step up to assist and support her husband if the man has fallen on hard times, or if he needs assistance. For example, with making hijrah, I told the sisters, Hijrah is not a vacation, and it's not from your rights, right? He needs help. If he's not a wealthy man and can't do it all, even if he is wealthy, it doesn't matter. With information, you can help him. But to just sit back and just like the children and not assist in anything at all, at least make the effort. Even if he doesn't ask you, because probably he's used to doing everything, show some initiative and help. I found out information, babe, do you need any help? Um, whatever the case may be, she should be able to step up and help. If he becomes weak, if he falls on hard times, she should be able to help, even if it is looking for employment, helping assisting him in that, networking to try to help the man if she's able to. Even if he can do it himself, the effort will be appreciated. You know, she should show her soft side and vulnerability when he's able to fully take care of the family and the household. She shouldn't show her strength and you know in those times when he can do it all. You shouldn't be stepping up, like, controlling everything and making the man feel as though he is not needed, because that makes a man feel like a man. He wants to feel needed. That's how Allah made him, you know. So if a woman is taking over and doing everything, he doesn't feel as though he's needed. It's like, well, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with insecurity. You have to know the nature of each other. You have to. The man needs to know the nature of the women, and the women need to know the nature of the man, and that will help things go smoothly. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Also, she should have shame. She should not be shameless. She should have shame, and she should not be shameless. And not someone who is loud, rude, or deceitful to her family, her in-laws, or her husband, or her friends even. But in this case, we're talking about marriage. So the children, the family members, the in-laws, the husband, they're all going to be affected if this woman is loud, rude, she's shameless, she's deceitful, she causes problems. No. The woman should be cooperative. She should have good speech. She should have good manners, you know. She shouldn't be a manipulator either. Manipulative women are a problem. So she should be straightforward for what she wants. And this is in case of a healthy marriage. I know there are varying nuances and situations where sisters, Allahumma musta'an, they have certain husbands, so they have to do certain tricks. I'm talking about the healthy couple, the healthy woman and the healthy man. Some women have to do certain things, or they feel like they have to do certain things, which I disagree with, because Allah will help you. If you are truthful, you're straightforward, Allah will aid you. If you fear Allah, Allah will aid you, even in a difficult marriage. You don't have to stoop to tactics and crazy things that are against the religion to try to get what you want out of him. Just be obedient to Allah, put your trust in Allah, make dua, and Allah will make your affairs easy for you. You don't have to stoop to manipulation and tricks in order to get him to comply or do what you want him to do, because you're going to develop bad characteristics, and if that marriage doesn't last, then you're going to move on to another man and have the same behavior, because that's how you got what you wanted. In your mind, that's how you got what you wanted. She shouldn't be accompanying bad women who will corrupt her mind and influence her negatively. Sisters that get in her head, constantly compare her life to theirs. Why doesn't your husband do this for you and do that for you when her life is just fine? They may have husbands who have more than her husband, so they want to tell her she should be doing this, and she should ask him for that and this, or this and that. All of that's if you see a difference in your wife and her behavior and how she's acting, you should look into her friends. She should not stress her husband by comparing her life to what others have and demanding that he provide more than what Allah has given him the ability to provide. Unfortunately, it's a lot of men who have gotten into debt. They take out loans, they take credit cards, all so that they can meet the the demands of this woman. I remember, I'll tell y'all something funny. And it's not funny actually, it's sad. And just in case my stalker is watching this video, he'll probably remember. Of course, y'all know I got married young, right? I was 16, almost 17, three months shy of 17. But I was extremely spoiled. I was a spoiled girl, all right? My family gave me everything I wanted. I was used to certain things, a certain lifestyle. So quite naturally, I'm used to asking for money. Oh, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? I want shoes. I want clothes. I want blah, blah, blah. I know that this man couldn't buy that for me. But because I was in the habit of asking, in my mind, I'm still young. I'm not putting into consideration, I know this man doesn't have it, so why are you even asking him? You already know better. But I tried it because that's what was in me. And that's what I was used to. So I said, I wanted shoes. I wanted, and I used to wear expensive shoes. I want shoes. I want this. I want that. And he said, you're the type of girl who makes a man go rob a bank. Can you imagine that? Allah Mustaan. Could you imagine? In my mind, I'm like, I'm married. This man is Salafi, supposedly. And I know people got their hang-ups and things like that and still have Jahiliyyah in them. But that shocked the heck out of me. I was like, huh? First of all, what would make you even? What? Oh, that's the kind of conclusion you come to? Oh, so if I can't get something from you, if I can't get it for you, then I have to do haram to get it. But that's the equivalent to what the men are doing, going to get credit cards and loans because he wants to make the woman happy. If he likes her, if he loves her, he wants to make her happy. So he wants to fill the demand, and sometimes he gets himself into trouble, which is wrong. But my situation was different. I guess it wasn't. I don't know. Because I know he didn't have it. I didn't marry for money. I didn't marry someone I was used to. So, like I said, I just asked him out of habit, and I like nice stuff. So, and that's what he said to me. But that was crazy. um, Yeah, so the woman, she shouldn't, don't pressure your husband. If you know what you got, you know what kind of man you have, you know what his finances are. Don't try to get something out of him that's beyond his means. That's not okay. That's not okay. It's stressful because where is he supposed to get it from? You know his condition. Doesn't make any sense. Or if you guys are on a budget, you shouldn't be asking for things that are just going to take him far. Like, what, you stressing him out. Don't do that. Um, she should never use his vulnerabilities that he confided in her against him when she gets angry. So a man can confide in you. He's vulnerable. You ask him, what's wrong? You need to talk. He tells you. And then later, you weaponize the information. You weaponize his vulnerabilities and his weaknesses against you. He will hate your guts, and he will if he don't hate you, he will put in his mind, I will never ever tell you anything again. So if you asking him, why you don't open up to me, why you don't talk to me, it's because he remembered when you stabbed him and using information against him. And likewise, men, because the men do that too. They do that as well. I'm talking from experience. They will take what they know and use it against you. And the woman is not, she's just living, it's just things, of course, that he's just going to know about his wife, her family, just different things that he's going to know. And he utilizes that information against you. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? How is that even a thing? And how do you expect us to be close if you're using things against me to make a point or to try to put me down or whatever? That's insanity. And that's evil. That's evil behavior. So yeah, it goes both ways. It's not just a woman thing. Men do it too. And unfortunately, sometimes you got to keep things to yourself. You know, you shouldn't open up too early. You should watch that person. At both men and women, watch your spouse. Watch them because you don't know this person. They're new to you. You should watch how they behave, how they are before you open up, before you go all out. Watch the person to see if they're deserving of certain behaviors. Don't just give them your all. People should have to earn your love. They should have to earn it. Some people are suckers for love. They love very easily, which, you know, me myself, I'm just not like that. I'm just not like that. I'm not the type of person that loves easily. So, but I see people get hurt that do wear their heart on their sleeves. They love easily. They love the idea of it. They want to, they got a lot of emotions and feelings inside of them, and they want to express it and just put it on to someone, the person that's in their lives. But the reality is, you have to be careful. You have to be careful, and you have to make sure that this person is reciprocating. When a person shows you, you show them. Of course, you can make the first move. You show them a little bit, and then see how they react. Do things for them. Show them love through your actions, and see how they react. If they reciprocate, you can say things to them of, in the area of affection and love, and see if they reciprocate. If the person is not reciprocating, don't give them all you got, hoping that they reciprocate. You should tell them, I need some affection. I need you to, be like this and be like that. I feel neglected. You should be communicative. Talk about what you're feeling. And if the person is stubborn, then yeah, y'all need some outside help, because that's not going to work. You can't bottle up emotions and feelings. You need to tell the person what you need, and you can't be afraid to hurt their feelings because you're talking about what you need. That's not hurting someone's feelings. And if their feelings are getting hurt, they're getting offended because you're talking about something that you need and they're not giving, but you're the one that's giving and they're not reciprocating, then that's a bigger issue, and you need to get some help. You need to get some outside sources to come and advise in the situation. All right, she shouldn't have a spoiled wife. And I mean spoiled rotten. She's spoiled. She doesn't understand nothing. She wants what she wants, entitled or difficult to please. Because if you have a woman like this and you cater to her, you're going to break yourself, brother. You're going to break yourself because she's never going to appreciate anything. And she will always accuse you of being stingy if you can't give her what she wants when she asks. She's going to negate everything you've ever done to her. Like the Prophet ﷺ said, that the majority of the inhabitants of the fire are women because they curse too much and they are ungrateful to their husbands. The ingratitude to the husband is he gives her throughout the whole entire, marriage. He's generous to her and everything. And then as soon as he tells her no, she says, I've never seen any good in you. That's the ingratitude of the woman. And likewise, the spoiled women are like that. Entitled women are like that. Nothing is ever enough, and you'll be a miserable person, defeated. She should not be someone who is pessimistic. She should be positive. The woman should be positive, okay? Not negative. She shouldn't be weak minded or easily manipulated by outsiders who might not want good for the family. She should be someone who is well rounded, able to defend and ward off individuals who don't want good. She should preserve her husband's wealth and not spend his money carelessly or recklessly. Otherwise, she should be able to, in other words, she should be able to like budget and things like that if you put her in charge of your money, for paying the bills and, whatever y'all have going on, whatever uh, your monthly spending is. She should be able to handle that and not make you go bankrupt. And lastly, she should make herself look beautiful for him. She should beautify herself, smell good. She should learn skills of enticement. The woman should learn how to speak to the man to pull out those things in him that will only keep his eyes in his marriage, even if he has multiple wives, because some men need more than one woman. But the women should work on that speech that brings out the, what do you call it, the lion in the man. She should be skilled in intimacy. If she doesn't know, she should learn. She should be skilled in flattery, complimenting the man. Just like I said, the man should say things to compliment the wife. The wife should say things to compliment the man. Make him feel good. Gas his head up, as we say. To keep the man's attention and and she should come to him when he calls her. You already know the calling. She shouldn't withhold, because that's haram also. That's a sin. You sinning. You can't just be like, oh, I don't want to or whatever. But if she's sick, the men should consider, if the woman is sick, you should have some mercy. If you know that she's cooperative any other time for most of the time, and a man who understands, he's going to have some mercy if she's not feeling well. Don't don't be harmful by forcing a woman when she's not well. That's harmful, and that's going to create bad feelings. But a right-minded man wouldn't do that. That's just, you got some crazy people out here. Unfortunately, they don't care. All right, so we're gonna touch on the polygamy for a little bit, and then we're gonna close out. So, if a man decides to get another wife, then he should be fair between his wives. He should be fair with his time. Of course, the nights. The nights are theirs. The days are his. He could do whatever he wants in the daytime. But he should divide the nights evenly, not spending more time with one wife than the other, unless they agree to that. The wife could say, okay, you give me 3 nights, and if she's the second wife, give me 3 nights, and she takes, 4 nights, because it's 7 days in the week. Maybe he has children, maybe she's understanding, but most of the time the women know. If she loves you, they're going to be jealous, and they're on the clock. They want, it's my night. I want you to come over here. Also, the man has to be patient. If the women love you, then they're going to be clocking whatever you're doing. Oh, what did you buy her? You bought her that. You didn't buy me. Oh, I want the same thing. Those are the kind of things that women are going to do and to exhibit when they love you. So that's something that you need to know and expect. They're not being, you got to remember, in our culture in the West, men, they can't get another wife. If a man does something, he takes a mistress, and usually if the woman finds out she wants to get a divorce, she goes crazy. They're like, oh no, I'm the jealous type. I can't take that. No, my man, he's for me. He's mine. It's different. But if they ever had, and some women are okay with the man having a mistress. I'll be like, because that keeps her title. She has her title. Oh, well, I'm the wife. You're the mistress. Well, he can't get another wife, ladies. So I mean, that's actually neither here nor there. This doesn't make any sense. It's not like, that's some type of special status when he's stepping out on you. So it just, this doesn't make any sense. For you to be bragging like, well, you're the mistress. I mean, the law doesn't allow him to get another wife. But as soon as these women accept Islam, the very first concern is that, you want to get another wife? I can't take that. I'm like, yeah, and then the tables have turned. He can get married. So all your insecurities come out. So you got to know that women think that if you get married on them, something happened, you don't like them, they're doing something wrong. That's not the case. If a man wants to get married, he can get married for different reasons. He likes women. He likes different women. That's just how the man is. It's how the man is. Just period. Don't try to figure it out. You're a woman. You don't try to figure that out. Don't wrap your brain around it. And if you can't take it, you should make that clear in the beginning of the marriage and put it in the contract that you don't want a co-wife. Period. If he agrees to it, great. He's all yours. If not, or if he chooses to change that, y'all got to get a divorce. If you want to stay with him and while he gets another wife, then you have to come in on a new contract. Also, the man, if you got 2 women, you have to set boundaries of respect between the women, or separate them. Like if they're going to be dealing with each other, you have to have boundaries of respect, because it can get really, really out of hand. It could get out of hand with the pettiness and the fights. It could get really bad. or you separate them. Just keep them in different parts of the city or different countries or whatever you got going on. You know, it's up to you. Every person knows his own condition and situation. Um, Never let another wife know who you love the most. That's improper. It's not correct, and it's going to cause bad feelings. It's going to cause insecurities in the woman. Okay? It's going to cause insecurities, and she's going to bother you to death about the other wife. And that's just not smart. Why would you tell your one wife, oh, yeah, I love her more. She's better than you? That's not living with the woman in kindness. So why would you do such a thing? That's evil, and you're just going to make things harder for yourself if you do something like that. Women are emotional and they're very territorial when it comes to men. Of course, again, I can't relate. I'm not, I haven't been in that situation. But I know by the nature of women, looking at them, and I know I do have the capability of doing that, but I just didn't have the opportunity. But yeah, and the man should be an example for his wives and live with them and their crookedness. Allah made the woman crooked. The crooked rib of Adam, the most crooked rib of Adam she was created from. So live with her and her crookedness. Don't pay attention to her. Don't feed into her. You know, try to smooth things over. Use techniques to calm her down or just ignore certain things. Uh, don't feed into the woman. Don't argue with her. Just try to make her happy. And you got to show by example, patience. And the women follow the men. So if you're an example, then inshallah she'll follow you. Women love and respect manly characteristics. They don't like weak personalities. Somebody that's bending over. They will try you. You have some women who will try you. They will walk all over you if you let them. So you have to show a backbone, show some strength, or else she'll walk all over you, and you can't live that down. So that's my take on the topic of what makes a good husband, makes a good wife, and a little touch on polygamy. Inshallah, y'all benefit. And then if anyone wants to add to the conversation, that would be dope. Put your comments down below. All you experienced sisters out there, and some of the brothers who have wives or have multiple wives, or what they found in marriage or whatever. Share the commentary, so people can benefit. Put your 2 cents in. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget the Hijra mandate sacrifice. And I'll see you all in the next video, inshallah. Ma salama.